don't get over the hump, ultimately it is going to cost the previously untouchable John Harbaugh, because there is no doubt who the better coach and who the better team were last night. Dan Campbell and the Lions. Oh, and Derrick Henry. 2 hands on the rock, big dude. High and tight. I'm Jim Rome. Football season is back on Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code ROME and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensate for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of...
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here on KFH. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland with you on a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. And we did not get the memo on Hawaiian Shirt Wednesdays. Oh, it says Maui on it.
It's a technicality.
I appreciate the effort, but that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. We need bold. We're trying to start a movement here. T-shirts with a Hawaiian word on it is not going to cut it. You've been to Hawaii.
Christmas
I know
is 3 months and 1 day away. If you want me wearing some Hawaiian shirts, you know my address.
You're going to tell me you went to Hawaii for your honeymoon and you didn't make it back with one Hawaiian shirt?
I don't think I have like the traditional Hawaiian shirt that you've got. I've got the button-down short sleeve shirts, but I don't think I got anything with any flowers on it. I can't lie.
Wow. I'm not sure what to say right now, but you know it is. We'll move on without you here. On a Wednesday. We should have a fun Wednesday coming for you today. We will have, I believe, Kevin Saul in this hour. We will for sure have Shreyas Laddha in the next hour to preview KU, getting ready to continue its Big 12 schedule. We got the return of Cole Ragans last night for the Kansas City Royals, and we had a legend in the coaching industry who seemed like he was one of the unfirables get fired yesterday. And we'll talk about that. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, where it's patio season. Smash a Yumkin pumpkin on Delano's rooftop desk. Enjoy happy hour at WBC East's newly remodeled patio. Or grab a pizza outside shielded from the setting sun at Wichita West. Wichita Brewing Company. When you think patio, think Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer. Made here. TJ, how's your Wednesday going?
It's going. Just rolled out of bed, got the cup of coffee going. Busy day yesterday. Drove by the new Wichita Brewing Company in Delano. I'd never seen it before. It's pretty nice. Have you been there?
I have. It's a little different vibe. It's a different experience. It's like designed to kind of get you in and out. But we did. We're big Wichita Brewing fan companies, not just because they're supporters of the show, but just we always have been. Our West HTO location is right across the street from their West location. So it's a spot we've always gone to. But yeah, the Delano spot there is cool. It's different than the other two. So if you haven't seen it, I would say check it out for sure.
Yeah, but busy day as you listed off all those things. Obviously, the college football world reacting to Mike Gundy. I figured that was going to be a thing that we were going to heavily get into in probably the next segment and everything like that, because there's a lot to talk about what that kind of means for the rest of the college football world, for the rest of the college athletics world when a guy like Mike Gundy gets fired. Just before we dive deep into it, just what was your reaction when you saw that knee-jerk reaction?
I think I think it's kind of been brewing a little bit, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not exactly sure what has happened to them the last couple of years. Mike Gundy has been as steady as they come in a sport and for a school that has, I don't know I don't know what you expect of Oklahoma State before and after Mike Gundy, I suppose. Um, they were always in it almost every year. Once he got there, it took, I mean, he had winning records in 2006 and 7. They got up to 9 wins in 2008, his 4th year there, and sort of lived there. They had a couple outliers where they only won 7 games, but they had a winning record every year. They got as close during the old era of college football to a Big 12 national championship as we ever had, and they were just steady Eddie. And then the last 2 years happened, and they've been absolutely awful. They've lost 11 of their last 12 games. I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure. All the stuff, hey, I'm a man, I'm 40, the mullet, the controversies a little bit. I call them controversies. I don't even know that I'd call them controversies for Mike Gundy. He likes a certain kind of politics that used to be in vogue to try to cancel people or whatever. So I think it's a sad day for college football, because I do think he was one of the great characters of college football. So in that regard, it bums me out. And it's a results business, and the results just haven't been there the last couple of years.
Yeah. The thing that I think is the most crazy part to think about this, of all the stuff that you just rattled off, is I saw an argument yesterday about, if you're Oklahoma State, this dude's been with you for so long and brought so much success to the program. Is Mike Gundy a Ring of Honor or whatever they have there? Do you put him up? Do you build a Mike Gundy statue after you fire the guy?
I know.
That's kind of the question to ask.
I mean, you'd think so. Les Miles was okay there before him, and had some success, but that's what's so crazy. You think back and you're like, oh, Les Miles was so successful before he bolted. Mike Gundy was way more successful than Les Miles. Excuse me, way more successful, really, than most college football coaches. It really comes down to, is 2 years like this bad enough to warrant firing a legend? It's hard. That's hard to say, because when you're talking before last year, 10 wins, 7 wins, 12 wins, 8, 8, 7, 10, 10, 10, 7, 10, 8, 12, 11, 9, 9. It's that old. And I bring this up all the time when we talk about college football coaches. Be careful what you wish for. Now, the last 2 years have been as bad as there is in the league. They're as bad as they could be. So in that sense, they'll be better than that, almost certainly. But does the next guy just come in and get to the level that Mike Gundy, succeeded at for almost 2 decades? I don't know. Rick says that I always talk about these coaches having to adjust to the new era. He refused to adjust. There's some of that in there. I think that probably is a part of the reason the administration, if you read up on this stuff, they were frustrated with him. What's so crazy about that is, why would Mike Gundy not adjust? Why would he be a guy that didn't embrace all of this? That's never made sense to me. He had there was a paying players thing way back more than a decade ago, with Les Miles. And it's I don't know why he wouldn't embrace the new era. Maybe the transfer portal has been hard for him because he's an old school loyalty guy. But it didn't work, and he's gone. And I wonder what's next for him, because he got started coaching there at a young age. He's a man, he's 40. So he's only 58 years old now. And does he coach again? Does he go somewhere else? Does he ride off into the sunset? I mean, somebody will hire Mike Gundy for sure. So and what do they do moving forward? And how do we relate it back to us? Well, he's in the Big 12, and I think there are parts of this that make it interesting. So we'll get into all of those pieces of it as we make our way through the first hour here on Sports Daily. It should be interesting. I'm curious to hear 869-1240 what the listeners think of Mike Gundy. What is his, I tell people this all the time. Oklahoma State's as close to us geographically as KU and K-State are. It's right down the street. So what is his reputation around here? What do people think of Mike Gundy? We'll get into all of it as we make our way through Sports Daily. It's Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody. Let's party.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSEW.
KFH.
Can't count on much. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 4 matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. That'll be a game you see on 12 News. TJ will be there. I will have you all covered Sunday on KWCH. You'll hear the game over on KNSS, the Chiefs radio network. We have you covered from every angle and direction you could ever want for Chiefs Ravens. Somebody is going to 1-3 in that game. We'll get into that as we make our way through the week. We get our first practice reports today. We're talking Mike Gundy, TJ. Look, teams go through this, right? Every team goes through this, and it's hard. It's a difficult thing to do. K-State had some of it with Bill Snyder toward the end there, and a lot of people thought he needed to step away. And I always caution people with this. Be careful what you wish for. For all the Oklahoma State fans that wanted Gundy out of there and everything else, and I'm not saying you were wrong. The last 2 years have been really, really bad. But be careful what you wish for. Because go ask Michigan how long it took to find a coach. Go ask Nebraska how long it's taken to find a coach. There are programs everywhere. It can take a long time to get it right. Can Oklahoma State step in and get this right away? What kind of coach are they going to be able to get? What kind of coach are they going to be looking for? He was in the first year of a new 4-year deal that started, I think, in January, where they had
the restructured deal. They gave him less money.
They gave him less money. They were kind of tired of it. That was sort of the punishment, right? Was that they were going to give him less money, a little over $6.5 million. The buyout wasn't huge. The writing has sort of been on the wall. There's been obvious frustration with Oklahoma State and Mike Gundy. I think they probably made the right decision, but be careful what you wish for. Who do they replace him with now? I think for us, TJ, one name that gets uncomfortable for people that is very obvious is Colin Klein. Colin Klein, who's been successful in the Big 12. Colin Klein, who's doing very well at A&M. Colin Klein, who I believe will be a head coach within the next couple of years anyway. Does Oklahoma State give him a call right now and say, come on over? I don't think anything they do is going to be this season. They'll just ride it out. They're not any good. But is he he'd have to be a name at the top of their list. And then can they go get a big name? They'll have the money to do it. D-Boom Pickens will make sure of that. They'll have the money to do it. The buyout for Gundy, at least compared to other buyouts, isn't outrageous and absurd. So can they get it done? I don't know. But it's one I think that it's a strange day for. I never would have seen him. He's one of the guys, right? You never would have seen him a get fired guy.
Yeah, it's nuts. And as you said, obviously you start to figure out here in the state of Kansas how it starts relating to the Big 12, how it relates to KU, how it relates to K-State. And as you mentioned, Colin Klein is a name that's been on every single article that ESPN and On3 and 24/7 has put out
I
about.
haven't even looked at that yet.
I mean, every single graphic, his face pops up on it, and it's like, well, yeah, it's going to. It just depends on, is he going to go be a head coach? I mean, honestly, like he's kind of riding the wave of an offense that's looked really good through 4 weeks of the college football season, basically. But it's looked that good, and you kind of know what he was capable of at Kansas State as well. And so he's going to be one somewhere, whether that be next year or the year after that. But Oklahoma State is obviously a Big 12 school that he's going to be super familiar with. And I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. But the name of the other part of your question there of can they go get a big name? You think about, I've scrolled through these. I mean, Colin Klein is the big name. Like the rest of these guys, I mean, you could go get like Texas State's coach is the one that's been on every single person. G.J. Kinney, the UTSA coach has been something that's been on a lot of them as well. So I don't think they're going to go get the big name. It's either going to be a big coordinator promoted, but I don't think they can go get a head coach from Power 5 level.
No, I don't think they're going to go poaching
or
anybody.
a former either. You know what I mean?
And then the question for Oklahoma State comes as like, what should they do? Where do we put Oklahoma State? They've got good facilities. They've got great money. They've had the success with Gundy. Where do they stack up? I would tell you that I think they're comparable to K-State.
Yeah.
I think there are similarities there. And we've seen KU, who also compares there, who's trying to play catch up, honestly, and getting closer right now to where K-State and Oklahoma State would be with facilities and everything else. KU and K-State have both found their success, and K-State hasn't had to try very many times, but KU has. They found their success with lower level coaches who were really good at what they did, getting promoted. So if I'm Oklahoma State, I start there, right? I go find just baller coaches at the lower levels and say, come on in. My guess is that's not what they do. My guess is they'll have pressure on them to go get a big name. My guess is they would rather have somebody like Colin Klein or somebody even more recognizable than that, right? That would be my guess at what they do, because they're going to have to try visually to make up for firing the legend. There will be parts of that fan base that are not happy Mike Gundy was let go.
It feels like that's the Oklahoma State thing to do, just kind of based on how they run their program. They aren't the, like you said, like they
have a little brother syndrome to Oklahoma. They're not going to want to just go hire a coach nobody's ever heard of, because there's an inferiority complex happening in that state with OU.
Yeah, I agree. And, just like you said, the facilities they have, the donor base that they have, like it's like K-State it is down there.
Donor.
Yeah.
Singular. T-Boone Pickens.
Basically, yeah. So I think that they will go try to get a big name and at least get told no and go through the list. And the thing about it is that they've now got, 15 months till next season starts to look for a coach, basically.
They've got some time. And I'm curious at what they do here. I don't think they'll do anything until the offseason. That doesn't make any sense. But if you're a K-State fan right now, I guarantee you there are K-State fans out there. Guarantee you. We're like, oh, no, they're going to go get Colin Klein. And now he can't come home. And that brings up another interesting conversation, and we've had it, as K-State has absolutely stumbled out of the gates this year. What do you do with Colin Klein right now? Colin Klein, the offense is about 10 points worse without Klein as it was with him. He's your Mike Gundy, former quarterback. You want him there forever. I think it's a little foolish at this point to want anything but Chris Kleiman, who's been wildly successful at K-State. It has not gone well this year. You wonder about the leash there. The relationship with Gene Taylor, but it's not because of Kleiman. It's because of Klein that the leash is there. I would say this to K-State fans. If Colin Klein is your Mike Gundy, is your former player, returns, all those things. If he wants K-State that bad, if and when the time comes to ask him to come there, he will come there, regardless of where he is. Now, that's not like I'm not like rock solid on that, because if he gets hired into the SEC and is making a boatload of money with those facilities and rosters and things, it may be harder to leave. But if that's the appeal, or if the NFL is the appeal or whatever, then it doesn't really matter anyway. Like if Klein has aspirations to come back and be the legend for K-State and ride off into the sunset and be, Bill Snyder or whatever, he can do that no matter what your timing is. But if he has aspirations to win a national championship, if he has aspirations to go to the highest levels and do all those things, then K-State ain't going to be it anyway. Not right now in his young career. So be careful with all of that. Be careful with, we got to get Kleiman out of there so we can get Klein. You don't necessarily want Kleiman out of there. He's been really, 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 really successful. B, you don't know if Klein's going to come. You don't know if Klein's going to stay. So I don't like all that talk. Unless there's somebody that knows 100% for sure Klein would come and stay forever if he was ever in a position to take the job. I don't really want to have those conversations, because just because Colin Klein went to K-State does not mean he doesn't want to go be an NFL head coach or go be a coach at a program where he could try to win national titles every year. Was Nick Saban an Alabama grad? Where did Nick Saban go to college? You know
Miami
what I mean?
Of Ohio.
Where?
Miami of Ohio, I think.
Miami of Ohio, right? He wasn't going back to Miami of Ohio. Oklahoma State's been waiting for the day for Bill Self to come back forever because he played there. Sometimes it doesn't matter where you went to school. So I think all that stuff is a little crazy. And if he has an opportunity to go to Oklahoma State, I think it'd be a good job for him. I think he may be more highly coveted than that this offseason, though.
He might be. The question that I think that we haven't talked about yet, that you kind of brought up for a second and glossed over a little bit, is the fact of, as you said, there are K-State people out there that are asking the question of, what do we do about Kleiman if this doesn't get better? I think that this gives you a pretty comparable expectation. Mike Gundy was the 2023 Big 12 Coach of the Year, and then had the worst 2024 that a person could have, and just stumbled out of the gates in 2025 as well. So what was it? 11 straight FBS losses. So it's if K-State lost 11 straight FBS games, how much weight does that 2022 season carry?
If K-State loses 11 straight games, we can absolutely have that conversation. There's no question.
That's the thing at this point, is it's all speculation.
Kleiman is going into, let's just look at his, 6 years that he's been at K-State. He is 48-25 through his first 6 years. He's won 3 bowl games. He's won a Big 12 title. He has won fewer than 8 games, only 1 season. He's won at least 9 games the last 3 seasons. We're not there yet. It would take something like you're describing. It would take losing all of their games this year for that to be a thing. But Kleiman is also not behind the scenes giving you the same kind of trouble that Gundy did. He has fully embraced this era of college football. He is as high character a coach as we have in this country. All of those, he is such a perfect fit philosophically with K-State. So I think that I think it would literally take a long way off from that.
I think it would literally take getting last place in the Big 12, and then I think there's a conversation to be had in the offseason.
Probably. There's always a conversation to be had if you finish last place in your league.
Yeah, I think if you do anything else, it's fine. You just flush it down the toilet and just try again next year. But if it's last place in the Big 12, then it's all right, we may need to do something about this.
Yeah, but we're not anywhere near that. They're 1-3. Maybe they
could win out. They could win the Big 12 still.
They can still win the Big 12. And I know Tommy were still here, if he's walking around the hallways hearing this, his eyes could not roll any harder. But the reality is for K-State, like, you have to put all that noise aside. They absolutely could still win the Big 12. The question, of course, is, are they good enough to do that? And we have not seen them play at any point this season remotely close to good enough to warrant that conversation. But if you're decision-making at K-State, that is the reality that stares you in the face. You have some talented players on the roster that you must do a better job getting in the right positions. I get it. Like, everybody wants to pull their hair out right now with K-State. We all do, because it is so far from what we thought this team would be. Maybe you didn't have them winning the Big 12 this year. That's fine. But you damn sure didn't have them losing to Army and should have losing to North Dakota through the first 4 games of the season.
Yep.
And what's even crazier, TJ, is if you go back to the Ireland game against Iowa State and you watched that second half, you wouldn't have thought the last few weeks would have been possible. Yep. They were in a position to win that game. So what do we do from here? It is, look, I get it. And the reason we're talking about it is because the conversation we're having right now, Mike Gundy, as it ties to K-State, is one that K-State fans are having. And it's weird, but it is. So I'm not going to ignore the elephant in the room, but I just, like, again, Oklahoma State now has to go find a coach that they think can replicate the success of the guy that they just fired. That's the task now. And that is a weird task to try to do. You fired the guy to go find the guy who could be like the guy that you fired.
That's the hard part about what Oklahoma State did, that all the fans at Kansas State who have been saying this kind of thing, like even basketball, they were talking about firing Jerome Tang, who won the Naismith Coach of the Year the year before. Like, you don't want to be the university that fires a coach of this caliber that's won a Big 12, that was the Big 12 Coach of the Year a couple of years ago, or at least you don't want to be the first one to do it. Now Oklahoma State has set the precedent, and if it goes well, like if they hire somebody and it goes well, then everybody's gonna, say, well, Oklahoma State fired a guy that won the Big 12 2 years ago, or went to the Big 12 championship 2 years ago, and now look at what they're doing. And so,
but look at what Oklahoma State's got to do.
It's hard,
They just fired their coach to go find the guy that can be exactly like the coach they just fired.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they have to do now. That is what it, like, there is no expectation that Oklahoma State goes and finds somebody who's done a better job than Mike Gundy, right? It's hard to imagine anybody doing a better job than Mike Gundy, who maybe should have been playing for a national championship back in the dark ages of college football in a season. Now you got to go find him. You fired him to go find him.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing right now.
What's the Family Guy joke that they make where it's like, yeah, I traded this in, but I got the magic box. It could be anything. I traded the boat in to get the magic box. It could be anything. It could even be a boat.
That's right. That's exactly right. Like,
that's kind of what they're doing.
Just fired Gundy and hope and pray that you can go find the next Gundy. I mean, if K-State made a move, they'd be praying to go find somebody who's been as successful as Chris Kleiman's been.
That's the thing, is that the question isn't what can Gundy bring Oklahoma State to? It's what's Oklahoma State's ceiling, because I think that obviously Gundy did a ton at Oklahoma State, but like, I mean, no, like what's the success ceiling for Oklahoma State? Like, can they go to the college football playoff? Can they compete in the college football playoff?
Gundy, they should have an expectation to compete for a Big 12 championship every year. And they should win some Big 12 championships. And yeah, once or twice a decade, they ought to be in that CFP or whatever we're calling it now. The 12-team playoff. The same as K-State. The expectations aren't different. You win 8 or more games every year. You're playing in a bowl game every year. You're competing for a Big 12 title in the rotation. And now with the 12-team playoff, you need to be in that thing a few times. That's it. Which is exactly what they just fired. So now they got to go find that. It's a tough spot. And again, I'm not saying they made the wrong decision, but be careful what you wish for. We'll come back. We got more Sports Daily. Cole Ragans. How about that? Looked good last night. We'll talk about it next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody. It is daily. It is a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. DJ is starting a collection fund for a real Hawaiian shirt. Listen, TJ, you're a new homeowner. You're recently married. There are a lot of reasons you're going to need to just embrace what's coming. And a Hawaiian shirt is a big part of that. Big part of the stage of life you're trying to enter. Maybe a little younger in your life as a lot of people would enter it, but you're entering it. And if you're going to stand outside and you're going to admire your yard, and if you're going to do some of these things, then you absolutely start now on working on your collection of Hawaiian shirts to wear around and get ready and embrace that part of life. It's here for you. You got to do it.
I thought that the big, bulky New Balance dad shoes were the first thing that I was needing to buy. So those are on the list with my jean shorts to wear those whenever I ride with my Bush Light in my hand on my riding mower.
Yeah, the Bush Light, Keystone Light. There are a lot of yard beers. I have some New Balances. They're not the ones you're describing, but I could fit that stereotype. I do not have any jorts. I'm not a jorts guy. I've never understood either why jorts get looped into this, because a lot of these things are comfort based, and to me, jorts just aren't comfortable.
No.
So that's no matter how you look at it.
I'll ask you this question: whenever you're working on your yard, or whenever you're just lounging around the house, do you tuck your t-shirt into your shorts?
No. Why would I do that?
That's a very dad thing. I'm
50-50 tuck my shirt in though. Like I tuck my shirt in some, more
you
than
tuck your shirt in you tuck your shirt in when you're golfing. When you're wearing a polo, you can tuck it in. When you're wearing a t-shirt, you don't tuck your t-shirt in.
No, I don't think I've ever tucked a t-shirt in. I will tell you that when I mow the yard, I put on a bandana. I wear like a muscle shirt. I do things to embarrass my wife when I mow the yard, because I know that it bothers her a lot.
I'm embarrassed talking to you right now.
Yeah, so I do. That's usually how I mow the yard. I'm a head sweater. I sweat a ton from my head. So I wear a bandana. It's like a sweatband. You know what I mean? Like a 80s rock and roll star would wear, like where you fold it up and you put that.
Yep.
Because it soaks up the sweat.
To hold back your mullet.
Yeah, I wish. Boy, I wish I wasn't in TV. If I wasn't in TV, I would have a mullet at some point in my life, and I would have a mustache at some point in my life. I'm not 100% sure I could grow one. But I've never been able to grow long hair. I've never been able to do any of that stuff. I've been in TV my entire adult life. And I couldn't even grow facial hair till I was probably 25 years old. So I haven't had a chance to do anything fun because of the obligations of TV. That's, but whatever. We're surviving here. Prairie Fire Coffee helps us survive, keeps us fueled up in the morning. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for giving us the beverage all across the Odyssey family of networks. TJ Cole Ragans last night, second start coming back from his injury. And it was good. It was vintage Ragans, right? 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. He still gave up a couple of runs. I don't really worry about that right now, but I love seeing 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. If I told you right now Cole Ragans will be back to Cole Ragans next year, and Seth Lugo will be back to Seth Lugo next year, doesn't it feel like Royals to the moon?
That feels I feel a lot better heading into next year. Yeah, 100%.
I seeing that kind of performance from Ragans is the thing that we needed to see. The Royals avoid elimination from the postseason. They're still alive, technically. Not real sure how.
I have no idea how they're still alive. Like, it's what we've been saying. They need to win out and have everybody else lose out. But I think that's actually the scenario now.
It is, and it's got to be.
I saw one yesterday. Let me see if I can find this.
What is the head-to-head this year with the Tigers? They're not going to win the season. Yeah, they're 4-9. So they lose a tiebreaker with the Tigers. I don't know who they're still chasing there. Who's the third wild card team?
Right now it's Tigers.
So they lose a tiebreaker with the Tigers.
Guardians. /Guardians.
Oh, /Guardians, and I think they maybe have split with the Guardians this year. Okay. We're trying to figure this out live and on the air. Everybody, give us just a second.
Here it is. Here's what I had as of yesterday from Randy Jazzo-Urelli of
Good
Coffee
Royals
Porter.
blogger.
Yeah, he is. I follow him.
Jenny
Don't know how to say his last name. I guess I'm sorry about that. So as of yesterday, if Kansas City it goes 6-0. The Rangers go 5-1. The Guardians and the Astros go 0-6. Everybody finishes 84 and 78. KC would win the 4-team tiebreaker.
There you go.
So
there it is.
I don't know. Did the Rangers win last night?
They did.
Okay. And then
that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's
I think that was one game in the right direction.
That simple. It's that simple, folks. That simple for the Royals. No, they're not going to make it. But getting a Ragans start like that, and I believe that Ragans is slated. Let me double check this.
He is Sunday.
So that's man. You want to talk about like after the disappointment of not making it through. But if you could just tell me that Ragans will be healthy and that Lugo will be healthy and that Ursig will be healthy. And they can go into next year with a clean bill of health, as in nobody has lingering issues from the injuries they faced this year. They've added pieces to the bullpen that are going to help them. They've added depth to the rotation. We are 90% sure that they're going to go find and attack an outfield bat. We've seen the elevation of Vinny Pasquantino and Carter Jensen this year, both of whom you assume will be mainstays in the lineup next year. Salvador Perez has indicated he'll be back. There isn't much they need to do. They've been so aggressive the last two off seasons and the last two trade deadlines. It hasn't been good enough. I don't want to gloss over that fact, but it feels like they won't need much. Like if Ragans is healthy all year this year, would this have been a playoff team? That's a really good question.
I mean, that might be 6 extra wins.
I don't know about that because they had his replacement value was pretty high.
I guess
right?
That is true.
In Noah Cameron.
Yeah.
But you would, all these other injuries that they face, you'd still have him, even if he's worth 2 or 3 more wins. And remember, this is a guy who was a Cy Young candidate last year. Then it would be pretty close right now. We might be having a different conversation. So, I don't know that there is anything more prioritized right now than his health next season. Let's go to the phone lines. 869-1240 is the number here on KFH. We've got Tony on the line. Tony, the Royals 8-4 winners, Ragans 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. What do you think? What's on your mind?
That is awesome. That is awesome. I hope Cole is injury free here for a while. Hey, Cleveland won over Detroit.
Oh, we had that backwards.
Because that eliminated the Royals yesterday.
So that would make sense, but they still aren't technically eliminated.
They're not
yet,
eliminated yet.
We need to run some numbers, I guess. You called us out on
that. I don't know what it is. I just know that when you look at the standings on any site, they don't have the little E next to their name. They have not technically been eliminated yet. Don't know how, don't know why. TJ laid it out because that still fits the scenario of them getting into a 4-way tie at 84 wins, of which they would have a 4-way tiebreaker. I don't know how they would have a 4-way tiebreaker, but apparently
I think if the Guardians win the division, that would officially eliminate them because they don't hold the tiebreaker over the Guardians for the 3rd wildcard spot.
They don't have the tiebreaker over Detroit either, or the Yankees or the Red Sox. So apparently it's going to take all of them having the same record, and then somehow in that scenario they would take it. I don't get it. I don't know how, Tony. I just know all the sites agree and they're not technically eliminated yet.
Tony, if you're going to call in, you got to have a calculator ready to do this math for us.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the 4-way. Appreciate the call, Tony. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. All I know is they have to win them all. And they, technically speaking, still are not eliminated. For whatever reason that they're not eliminated, they're not eliminated. So it's we're live, baby. Again, the headline of yesterday is not that they're not eliminated. The headline yesterday is that Cole Ragans struck out 10 guys in 5 innings. With him, we haven't seen him look like that, TJ, which was, kind of vintage Cole Ragans, in his first start, he struck out 4 guys. He hasn't had that kind of strikeout game since May 5th. He struck out 11 over 5 innings. He had a couple where he was, 7, 8 strikeouts, but that's kind of when the wheels started to fall off a little bit. But when you go back to the beginning of the season where he was consistently, putting up double-digit strikeouts, and go back to last year when he was consistently putting up double-digit strike, we're talking about months ago, but literally a lifetime ago in baseball. So if he can do that, if he can strike out 10 guys, that means his stuff's coming back. First and foremost, we need him healthy, right? After that, we need to know that his stuff is back. He's a strikeout guy.
Yeah,
so that was everything you could have hoped for last night from Cole Ragans.
That's one of the biggest things, is the fact that his stuff is back. You think about, mid-season, whenever he had the rehab stint in Double-A, and then they called him back up for that start on Sunday, and he got rocked, and then immediately went back onto the IL, like that, because his stuff wasn't back. It wasn't 100% Cole Ragans, and it turned out to be. So that shows you that he is healthy, that all of this, rehab has gone towards something. I agree with the underlying sentiment is the fact of, hey, your ace looks pretty good heading into the offseason and should be good to go in March whenever we start this thing back up again. So if you can get him, Chris Bubich, is he going to be back for opening day is what it sounded like. I did some it sounds like he was aiming for spring training at 26. So if
it's a rotator cuff.
I know.
Normal off season, require surgery, normal off season. I think
you will.
So.
Yeah. If you can have a healthy rotation in March, then that's a lot to be excited about.
Well, right. You're asking for Lugo, who started throwing batting practice late in the year, to be back, which, I assume he will be, but you're looking at if all healthy, you're looking at a Ragans, Lugo, Bubich, Waka, Cameron rotation with Burgett and a couple of others sitting in the wings waiting for an opportunity. They can trade any of these guys for a pitcher, for a batter. It's going to be tough with Bubich. Bubich is the most tradable of all of these names because of his contract, but he's not going to be healthy. No. So if you trade Boot, you need a clean bill of health to consider that. I would say he's the most likely to be traded, except he's coming off that injury. I don't know if that, I don't know if you can get through that suppression of value and prove somehow that he's healthy in time to make a trade of significance. I don't know. I don't know how you would do that, but and strictly because of his contract, not because of any other reason, because I think he only has one more year of control. After this one, he would be the guy you'd probably prefer to trade. And he also, if he's healthy, has a tremendous amount of trade value. He looked really good. So it's okay. Like one more start like that out of Ragans, and it's going to be a totally different offseason. I'm just telling you. Like if you can get 2 starts like that to end the season and think of him as healthy next year, it's going to feel a lot different, I think, going into next year for the Royals and what they might be able to achieve. But this year, not done yet. You'll hear Royals baseball again here on KFH tonight. 8:30 pregame coverage begins. We'll come back. We got more Sports Daily next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back into Sports Daily here on a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. Jacob Albrock going all out. I've got a Maui t-shirt and was chastised for it, but we're going to get there one of these days. Lots to get into in this second hour. We've talked a lot about Mike Gundy getting fired. We recapped the Royals last night. Jacob, let's stay in the MLB for this segment that we've got here. The big news yesterday, the automatic ball and strike system is going to be official. Are you pro robo-umps?
Well, we're going to get into that real quick. What's on tap? It's all what's on tap. Brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. Patio season. Smash a Yumpkin Pumpkin on Delano's rooftop deck. Enjoy happy hour at WBC East, newly remodeled patio. Grab a pizza outside, shielded from the setting sun at the west. When you think patio, think Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. Yeah, I am pro this for sure. This needed to happen. It is the next evolution of this. There is no reason with the technology that takes like 10 seconds not to get this right. I am okay, right? I'm okay with the challenge part of it for now. I think we could probably take it further. But for now, this is good. And I'll tell you why it's good. I've talked to people in minor league baseball who've been doing this. It adds an element for the fans of excitement. Like apparently as this has been happening for fans, like that goes up on the video board and you anxiously wait those 10 seconds and then they confirm or deny it. And the fans either get really mad or really happy and it's been fun. So I'm okay with this system for that reason. But eventually we're going to see this and we're going to be like, it's so nice to get that right. Why don't we just get this right all the time? And you can still have an umpire behind home plate doing other things, but there's no reason now with the technology, like a ball's a ball and a strike is a strike. There's no room for interpretation on that. There's no differing strike zones. There's no, pitchers call, hitters call. You've got to earn that strike, all that nonsense that we've dealt with in baseball. A ball is a ball or a strike is a strike. That's not one that's up for interpretation.
Yeah, the one criticism that I do have of this, as a former hitter, this is a former hitter talking as well, is the fact that now with this system, by the legislation that the MLB has in place, is that if a single seam touches the strike zone, it's going to be a strike. Like if it was up to me, if I could change one thing about it, I think that like at least like 33% of the ball needs to be in the strike zone for it to be considered a strike, or probably half, if you wanted my vote on this, is that half of the ball needs to be in the strike zone. Because if it's like the majority of the pitches outside of the strike zone, that seems like it's outside the black to me.
What's the rule?
The rule is if anything touches the box, it's a strike.
So what's your problem?
Change the rule.
Oh, you want a rule change on what's a strike?
Yes. Like, I understand why they're calling it that way. That's what the rule book says.
Yeah,
okay,
I thought you meant you were mad that it would call it that way because it's no, the rule. It's a strike.
That's an interpretation that human umpires.
If we get to the point where we have to start dissecting what is 50% of a ball, like
I mean, they have the math. They show you on the graphic how much is in there. Like that's.
I know, but then what if it's right on the line? Then we have to hang on. We have to.
You have a number. You have a number. If it's over, if it's 49.5. Over then
now I'm pro pitcher on that. Give him the strike.
No if it
nibbles the zone, that makes you a better pitcher.
Yeah, but you're not even nibbling the zone. You're throwing it and getting lucky at that point. It feels
you are nibbling the zone. It touched the zone. Greg Maddux would like a word. He lived right there.
That's not what Greg Maddux. If there was human umpires, that's what I'd love to run the stats on. Are human umpires what they call that pitch? Because that's a ball. Like if it touches the zone, it's a ball. Like if they're not going to reward pitchers for missing and getting one seam in the strike zone.
Human umpires are emotional creatures. Human umpires might have a grudge against the pitcher that day.
Good.
I don't. I just want the right calls. But I want it to happen quickly. That's the thing for me. So if it takes, and I read somewhere between 10 and 15 seconds to review this on this system, when they're challenged, we obviously can't go 15 seconds for every ball and strike call. That can't happen. So I think right now with the technology, having humans make the initial ball and strike call and have is the right answer. If the technology ever gets to the point where it's automatic and you could just ding a little red or green light, that's where we need to go, because at the end of the day, the goal in every sport for every challenge system, and like the end game should always be to get every call right. Right. Umpires they're still going to have to call the ball on the strike, even if it's an automated system that tells them which it is, right? They would have to buzz them because you'd have to still notify the batter and the pitcher of what it was. So you'd still have somebody physically back there, and then you get to the point where you're and I'm not anti-official. I think referees are part of the fun. I think listening to my 6-year-old son without any provocation yelling at the umpires at the last pro baseball game I was at was incredible. Like, it's a part of the experience. I get all that. And I don't want to lose that nostalgic angle either. But we shouldn't be dealing with who's the umpire that gets it wrong literally all the time. Is it Angel Hernandez? We shouldn't be dealing with that anymore. That's insane, right? Get the calls right. There's too much on the line for these guys to miss calls, to blow calls, and not have the ability to quickly just. What's the best thing about the NFL officiating this year as far as changes? The automatic replay assist. It's been incredible. Replay assist says that's incomplete. On to the next one. Like, we don't need the whole song and dance. Like, the ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. Move on.
If you're talking about the NFL, they love taking 5 minutes to review plays. That's the one downfall, especially college football. College football does it all the freaking time, it feels like.
Yeah, college football is even worse.
Yeah, I'll take this conversation one step further before we have to get out of this segment here. Our friend Dennon Gehrig, Wichita State baseball sports information guy, he brought up a point, and I tell him all the time that this is the greatest idea he's ever had in his life. Now that pitch comm is a thing in the MLB, and there's literal audio commands telling the pitcher what to throw, why doesn't the umpire have pitch comm as well to know what pitch is coming? Because if you've ever umpired a baseball game, Jake, have you ever called balls and strikes?
I have not.
Okay. Little League, anything, calling balls and strikes. It's an element of surprise because you don't know if it's going to be a curveball. And if you get crossed up as an umpire, you're going to take a second to realize what you just saw. If you're an umpire sitting there thinking, okay, this is going to be a curveball, I need to watch where this is going to land. That makes sense, does it not?
It could. I don't know that I would imagine the players using it and the coaches wouldn't like anybody knowing what's coming. So I would say they'll probably be resistant to that. But if it helps get it right, but if we have the technology to just get it right, then just get it right. And hopefully, I think you get to a point where, sort of like we've seen in replay assist, where it can just be a quick, and we can't get there in the pros because in college, because there's too many games going on. But in the pros, where they can say, oh, no, that ball hit the ground. So if you're in baseball and a batter slides in, it can just be a quick, he's actually out, or he's safe. They missed the tag. Balls and strikes can be the same way. I just think with balls and strikes, you don't even need to go through the song and dance. Just let the automated system determine it, and it's either a ball or a strike. What would make even more sense is if you don't trust it. So, like, if you think the automated system got it wrong, challenge that, then go physically look at it upon review. Like, if this thing's moving and, it's technology, it's not going to get it right 100% of the time. If you're like, man, I think that thing missed that call, we're going to challenge that. And then you could go. I don't think we'll ever get there. I don't think Major League Baseball ever wants the responsibility of their calibration being off. So what I would guess in all of this is what we have currently is what we're going to have. We'll always have humans calling it, and we'll have this system. Now, this may expand. It may get faster. You may get 10 of these a game. Who knows? Or you may be able to do it on every pitch if you'd like. But it will, I don't think we'll ever see the sole responsibility lie on however this technology works. Because then you could have a major problem if it ever went wrong, staring at you in the face. So I think this is pretty close to what we're going to end up with in baseball.
Yep, I would agree. One other, since we're soapboxing here about balls and strikes, take the strike zone, the box, off of TV. I don't want to see it. I hate it.
What?
I hate that I can see the strike zone. Like, I think that, you watch a college baseball game that doesn't have it, I think that adds an extra element. I think that people complain about umpires more because there's a strike zone on TV.
Yeah, because we know what's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, but it's all it's so silly.
Do you hate the first down line in football?
No, that's different.
It's not different. It's the exact same thing.
It's different. It's 100%.
Man, it was more fun when we guessed if that would be a first down or not. No,
yeah, but that's such an intricate. I want to watch the game and sit there and be like, "Oh, that looked like that was on the black." And I want to be.
Then go in person.
I would love to. I like going in person. I want to feel like I'm in person on my couch.
No.
I'll take that stance.
No.
Take the box off TV.
That's crazy. No way. I would get annoyed if I didn't have the box there. I think now. We still have plenty to come here on Sports Daily. We're gonna have Shreyas Laddha later in the hour. Let's talk Chiefs, Ravens when we come back. What do we expect from practice today? Will it even tell us anything after what we saw last week with practice and what ended up happening? It's all coming for you in another hour of Sports Daily. Keep it here. Kansas Fan Headquarters, KFH.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
FH.
Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody, here on Sports Daily. Glad to be with you. K-State football, the focus tonight on the Chris Kleiman Coaches Show. Tune in to 97.5 and 1240 KFH tonight at 7 for some Wildcat football talk. Then at 8:30, Royals baseball, Royals in LA to face the Angels, or listen online at kfhradio.com. Download the free Odyssey app and search for KFH. That should be an interesting KFH Coaches Show. What do you say right now? Like, how do you rally the troops if you're Chris Kleiman? Nothing will do it outside of does it need to just be a win versus UCF? I think technically speaking, of course, that's the case, but it kind of needs to be a big win. Kind of needs to be I don't even know how to say they need to come out and dominate based on the way they've looked. That seems like a crazy thing to even say, but I think they've got to do something to rally everybody up here.
I mean, like I said yesterday, I think if they can find a way to score 20 plus and win by 10 points, everybody's just going to take a deep breath and it'll be okay. If they don't do that, if they win on a last second field goal, I think it's going to be like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? So, which
UCF
I feel
doesn't
like
look bad either, by the way.
It's true.
UCF
I feel like it's kind
good.
of spoiled to say that. I think a win is good, but I think that there's a way. If you want people to exhale, you need to kind of dominate UCF a little bit.
I think so. I think so too. And I don't know that I don't think they're going to do that, but a win's a win's a win. But you'll hear that tonight on KFH, 7 o'clock for some Wildcat football talk. All right. Let's talk Chiefs, TJ. So normally on a Wednesday, especially a Wednesday for the Chiefs this year, we come in and it's like, man, really need to see this practice report. Last Wednesday is the day we were like, whoa, there's Xavier Worthy and Jalen Royals. And then they practiced all week. And then neither one of them played on Sunday. Were they holding them back? Like, do you even do that in the NFL? Do you ever hold guys back because you're playing a weaker opponent? That doesn't seem like something you would do in the NFL, but it sure seemed like that's what they did last week. So I don't know what we look at this week with the practice report and everything. Do we look at a practice report and get excited that Worthy and Royals are practicing? I would be surprised if they don't after what we saw last week. And what does that even mean for their chances to play? Andy Reid's not going to come out and say, oh, they're going to play on Sunday.
Yeah, it feels like there's only one way that you can react to the practice report, and it's to be disappointed if they aren't full participants at this point. Like, I feel like if Xavier Worthy is limited, then I'd still be like, what are we doing? Like, I feel like this is when the timeline was supposed to be anyways. I feel like he should play this week, don't you?
Yes. Well, I say yes, but I'm not the one with a separated shoulder either.
That's true.
So I don't because he's
here. Yeah, I'm not gonna call him a wuss.
because he's practicing. I would expect him to play. Yes, I would. I just it's a very strange dynamic to even consider that he's going to play through that injury. But guys have done it in the past. There is some precedent to this. So, yeah, I would expect him to play. The weird thing about the Ravens game, I don't even know how much of an impact or a difference. Like if they came out today, the line's at 2.5. If the Chiefs came out today and said Worthy and Royals will play on Sunday, I don't think that line moves an inch. I think it stays right where it is.
I mean, I think the Vegas assumes that they're going to play too.
Well, they last week maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I'm just saying, like, how big of an impact are these two guys going to have on the overall outcome? I would have said against the Giants, Worthy was going to have a big impact if he was out there. I don't know against the Ravens. What we've seen from the Ravens defense thus far was kind of last week. Like, the Ravens offense is so explosive and dynamic that the Lions were able to sort of keep them off the field to some degree in the second half. The Chiefs have a good history against Lamar Jackson. They have a good history at times against Derrick Henry over his career. You go back to the playoff game a year ago. I think that you have to start defensively when you're talking about this matchup this weekend. If you go back and look at Derrick Henry, last year in the playoffs, he had 46 yards. When he was with Tennessee, he had a couple of games where he tore. He had a game where he didn't do much at all. So he's kind of been, we'll call it 50-50. I think that's fair. You got to start with him, in my opinion. You got to be able to stop him. They've shown that they can do that. Then you have to stop Lamar Jackson from running all over you. Lamar Jackson can absolutely throw all over them, but I think that's what they would invite. I think that's what they would almost hope that the Ravens try to do. And I don't know that that's what the Ravens are going to initially try to do. Lamar Jackson, in his history against the Chiefs, has been pretty good, right? Pretty good. He's got 5 touchdowns to 2 interceptions over 5 games. He averages 200 yards a game complete. So he's under almost all of his averages. I think you hope for that, right? I think you kind of hope that that's where they land, and we'll see where it gets the Chiefs. But I don't think it's going to be this thing where Worthy plays and all of a sudden it's this massive difference in the outcome of this game. The Chiefs have to be able to run the ball to keep them off the field. They cannot make mistakes, and they cannot, obviously turn the ball over, but even the penalties, they've got to play a clean football game in which they can sort of control the tempo of the game. And I don't think, other than maybe his ability to pick up first downs in a pinch, Xavier Worthy is going to be a huge difference maker if he's on the field. I mean, you'd certainly like to have him, but is he going to be that different than Juju Smith-Schuster in this particular game? I don't know that he is.
Yeah, I don't know if you slow roll a guy like that back in. The thing is, it feels like he's been gone forever, but he's only missed like 2.5 games, basically 3 games, everything like that.
Right.
But I think that he could be full go. I mean, I think that he's been practicing for, it'll be 2 weeks at that point. Like I think that's the part that goes. It's not like he was completely inactive all last week and then got scratched as well. I think that the fact that he practiced all last week and should practice as a full participant all of this week. I mean, I think we could see the full thing of what they wanted to do in week 1, basically. If that was their game plan against the Chargers, like they said that it was, I think that you can expect to see that against the Ravens. And I think that that's something that you may need to do.
I think it is. I think it is.
Do you think that the Chiefs offense is going to take a step forward against the Ravens? Like this is the question, which sounds crazy. The Ravens have scored 111 points so far, and they're 1-3. Like they gave up 41 to Buffalo.
Their defense hasn't been any good.
Yeah, like do you think that the Chiefs can? Is that a defense thing for the Ravens? Is that an offense thing for the Bills and the Lions? Is the Chiefs offense going to be able to put up 30 points against the Ravens?
It's a good question. The Ravens defense, you remember last year. So last year, as we were going through this, we were talking about the Ravens a lot, and I wasn't bought into the Ravens. And this is spitballing. I think Tommy thought it was nuts for that, but my reasoning was their defense is terrible. It's not even just bad. It's like the worst in football. Eventually, over the course of the year, though, that changed, and they became really good defensively. So then, I felt wrong about it. And a part of the reason I picked them to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, I think, this year, is because I assumed that defense we saw develop over the course of last year would be back, right? And it's never been a question about the Ravens offense, ever. Lamar Jackson is as good as there is in this sport. Derrick Henry has a ton left in the tank. If Derrick Henry didn't develop an all of a sudden fumbling problem, they're probably 3-0. And so you've got those issues, but their offense is loaded. They're not going to have a problem offensively. So if you're the Chiefs, how do you keep that offense off the field the most? And how do you run effectively against what's been a very shaky defense for Baltimore thus far? The problem with that is the two teams that torch them, the Bills and the Lions, I would say that the Chiefs offense right now is nowhere near those offenses right now. Would you agree with that? Like, I don't think the Chiefs
100%.
offense is
I think
in the same stratosphere as those two are.
I think on even the surface level, if you want to just look at the numbers, the Bills scored 41, the Lions scored 38. Chiefs haven't scored 30 points in 2.5 years. Like,
and I wouldn't expect them to in this game.
No, but I think that they can flirt with 30. I think they should flirt with 30. I think if they don't, then they're probably going to lose this game.
They got it. I think they got to win it ugly. I don't know. Let's pull it up here real quick. I don't know what the over-under on this one is. It is 48.5. That feels right on it to me. Boy, I don't know which side of that I'm going to be on the 48.5. That feels perfect. I don't think the Chiefs are getting to 30 in this game. I don't think they have to get to 30. I think they would prefer. If you think the Chiefs are going to win, I would say take the under. If you think the Ravens are going to win, I would say take the over. Because I think what determines the winner here very much will be game flow. If the Ravens get it going offensively, I do not think the Chiefs offense can keep up. I don't. Not right now. Not until they get fully healthy and get some legs underneath them fully healthy. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with a high scoring game against the Ravens.
Yeah.
If it's ugly though, then I think they got a real good chance. And so it really just kind of depends on which way you see the game going as your chances for the Chiefs to win it. Again, the Chiefs are deceiving for us this year, right? The Chargers beat them. There wasn't really a way the Chiefs should have won that game. Maybe if Worthy doesn't get hurt early, who knows? But when you look at the second game of the year for the Chiefs against the Eagles, I feel like the Chiefs, even as poorly as they played, should have probably won that game against the Eagles. So if you can replicate the kind of game that you played against Philadelphia, I think you like your chances if you're the Chiefs. They replicated it against the Giants, and they won by double digits in a game where they played as bad a quarter of football offensively as you can play. And they still won by double digits. With a missed field goal, it should have been closer to 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's kind of that's the question that you can take away from that Giants game that we've talked about for the last 2 days, basically, is the fact that they won by double digits, but they didn't really look pretty outside of.
They played like crap and won by double digits.
Exactly. So that's what you take away from that is the fact of like, okay, are they 1-3 because they played like crap for 3 weeks? And I don't think that that's true. I think that they're 1-3 because they ran into 2 really good football teams, and then or 1-2, excuse me, not 1-3.
I kind of think it's both. I think they played like crap against the Eagles, but they should have beat the Eagles. The Chiefs are hard to figure. This feels like a trap game for Ravens bettors to me, is what it feels like. Like, if you have watched these teams play this year off to their 1-2 starts, you would think the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs by 15 points, right? The Chiefs have not looked good offensively at all at any point. The Ravens have looked like world beaters offensively, and Derrick Henry's fumbled the ball uncharacteristically a few times, or they should probably be 3-0. That's the trap. Because the Chiefs have played like crap and should have beat the Eagles. They're at home. It is Mahomes as a dog. They're desperate. Like, there are a lot of trap elements here. And I don't really know how they'll get it done, but they have to be efficient in the red zone. Settling for field goals, probably not going to be enough in this game. You can't 3, 6, 9, 12. You need some touchdowns sprinkled in there. And this will be a fascinating test for Steve Spagnuolo in that defense. Can you keep the offense in the game? because if the offense is having to play from behind, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
Yeah. I don't know. I go back and forth. I definitely see what you're talking about, that this game could be won in like 13-10, like is very reasonable that this game could turn into that. But I also think that with the way that the Ravens defense has played, I think that the Chiefs can win and the over can happen. I think that this could be the game that we see, like I said, Xavier Worthy come back full go against the defense that struggled.
What makes you think that's going to happen? It's not just Worthy with a separated shoulder, is it?
No, I mean, I think it's more so the fact that the Ravens defensive struggles. Like,
they struggled against the run. They struggled against the run against the Lions. I don't think Pacheco and Hunt are replicating Gibbs and Montgomery.
That's true.
So,
yeah, I don't think they're if it's a run heavy game, then they're absolutely not going to score 30 points. I can say that pretty confidently.
But that's where the Ravens have struggled. That's what I mean. Like, I think if you see the Chiefs winning the game, it feels like an under to me, because if they do, they will have controlled the clock a little bit. They will have been able to effectively run the ball, not like the Lions did. That's not going to happen. But they've been able to effectively run the ball, and they're not making any mistakes. They play mistake-free football, which feels like a big ask right now of them, right? Mistake-free football right now from the Chiefs feels like a big ask. They haven't done that yet. It's not something that they're known for here in 2025, 3 games in. So you're asking a lot of the Chiefs, but I can see the path. I don't know which path I think it'll take yet. We'll make the picks on Friday. I'm going to need that much time to probably come up with it. But you can sort of see it, how it will go either way. Now you just have to pick which one you think it'll be. The Ravens are a favorite for a reason. The Ravens right now are a better team than the Chiefs.
It's crazy. We have Mahomes as a home dog twice in 4 weeks into the season. Like,
he's a home dog in every home game he's played in 2025.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like, but that I think that's twofold, and the fact of the schedule is the way that it is, and it's a crazy gauntlet to start the year, basically. And then also just the struggles and everything like that. I think that if the Chiefs were, well, I don't want to say that, I guess. I was going to say, even if the Chiefs are playing well, they still might be underdogs to this Ravens team, but they
would be. They would, but the Ravens are still the second best odds to win the Super Bowl this year.
True.
The Ravens are awesome, and they could be 1-3. And if they're 1-3, I'm not that worried about it, by the way. We worry more about the Chiefs being 1-3. We talked about that yesterday. Mahomes magic. It's going to take it. It's going to take mistake-free football. Travis Kelce, if you want to be the impact guy, like, this would be a good time. I would watch Travis Kelce's impact on this game, probably more even than Worthy. But look, will I be stunned if Worthy comes out and they let him play and he gets peppered with 8 targets and he's your first down machine and he is closer to what he was? No, not at all. It's just the hard part was we thought that's what we were going to get last week and he didn't play.
Yeah,
if injury report watching that we'll do today. Yeah. We'll see it. He'll be a full participant and it'll be like, oh, good, he's a full participant. The hell does that mean? Right? I don't know.
True. If he's FP this week, then I think that means that he's going to get peppered. And if he's LP, then I don't think that's true.
But his shoulder's not going to heal. That's what
it's not going to heal. I'm not saying he's going to be healthy. I'm just saying he's going to be.
Well, I know, but like, what's the point? He's not going to get better.
What do you want to do? Do you want you want to slow roll him out there? What do you want to do?
Just play him. If he's going to play him.
Yeah, if you're going to play, then play him how you're going to play. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yes. No, don't slow roll him, because I don't think it's not like the more time they take, his shoulder's going to get better. He's got to have surgery for that.
Yeah, his shoulder's going to be the same right now that it is in January.
Now, he could probably injure it more. And that begs the question of, did they save him against the Giants, which you almost never see in the NFL? Maybe. We'll watch that practice report today and we'll have it tomorrow. Maybe Andy Reid will just come out today and say, he's going to play on Sunday. That would be awesome. And is not going to happen. We'll come back. We've got Shreyas Laddha, our KU Insider, joining us next on Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
each.
And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Sports Daily here, and we are glad to be joined by our KU insider, Shreyas Laddha, on a Wednesday. You can find Shreyas's work at the KC Star. You can find him on X at SHRE98. Shreyas, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good. Passed the first test with flying colors, right? Couldn't have asked for much more in a massive win over West Virginia. Didn't need a lot out of the offense. Didn't need a lot out of Jalen Daniels. Didn't need a lot of anything because, quite frankly, they kind of dominated. Did you see what you needed to see there in that game?
Yeah. I mean, West Virginia, I never thought was a great team. So I think Kansas did exactly what they should have done, and they did it in dominant fashion. I said it before the game. I think it was important to go in and win convincingly, I think, for Kansas's aspirations this year, and I think they did that.
Shreyas, obviously now you look ahead to how you can go 2-0 against Cincinnati this week. You know, we've dug into it a little bit, but I'm sure that you've ran more stats than we have on the Bearcats. Don't know much outside of watching them play Nebraska in that game in Arrowhead. So what do the Bearcats do well? What would it take for KU to go 2-0 in Big 12 play?
Yeah, I mean, they're led by a really talented dual threat quarterback, Brandon Sorsby. He's thrown for over 600 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, another 200 yards on the ground. They kind of a running back by committee group, a rushing attack by committee. There's not a single guy that averages over 50 yards rushing except for Sorsby. He leads them in running, but they have 3 or 4 different guys that have over 30 yards per game average. Their defense is pretty good, but they haven't really played anybody right now. They're really good against the rush attack, at least through 3 games. They only allow 2.6 yards per carry. Kansas is probably going to win this game by limiting Sorsby through the air and his legs, and Jalen playing better than he played against West Virginia.
So let's put him aside for just a second and talk about the run game. Mm-hmm. What are we supposed to make of LaShawn Williams? What's going on with Daniel Highshaw? Is Highshaw hurt? Is Williams the guy now? Like, what do we make of that piece of the West Virginia game? Because LaShawn Williams was wildly effective in that game. He had flashes in the Fresno game, didn't do anything against Missouri, and now we have that performance. How is this thing evolving?
Well, Highshaw is still the number 1 back per the depth chart. You know, I think right now we're just all touch and go in the sense of wondering what's up with him. He came in to the West Virginia game battling some injuries. Then he only had 2 carries. I think only played the first quarter, and then he was out the rest of the game. Leipold said he was unsure of what he'll be available to do this week. I think today is the first day of availability reports, so we'll see where he's at status-wise. I think LaShawn Williams played well against West Virginia. I need to see it against a team that has a pulse. No disrespect to West Virginia, but I think they're going to be not good this year. And to me, KU's rushing attack has just been too inconsistent for what it should be this season. They're horrible against Missouri. They were good against Fresno State. They're good against Wagner. They were solid against West Virginia outside of it was just really Williams who had a really good game against West Virginia. But I think Cincinnati will be a good test. And, in 2 weeks when they play Texas Tech will be another bigger test.
Yeah, Shreyas, we talked about the other day whenever we were talking about this game on Monday that the offense, obviously you score 41 points and you think that that's a great offensive performance. Then you look at the box score and it's like, oh, Jalen Daniels threw for 130 yards and completed half his passes. And, LaShawn Williams had a big day, but it was really because of one big run. You factor in a kick return, you factor in the turnovers with the defense, the field position, everything like that. Was it a successful day for the offense? I know they had to adjust a little bit to what West Virginia was doing, is what Jalen said after the game. Are you optimistic about the performance they put?
I mean, I thought it was not a great day for the offense. We've seen them play much better offense this year. I mean, I thought they looked better on offense at times against Missouri, right? Obviously, the running game was really bad against Missouri, but Jalen had a much better game, I thought, against Missouri. It didn't really matter, like I said, because, the defense was so good, the special teams was so good. But I think the reality of the situation is you can't have a lot of Jalen Daniels games where he's missing guys, just high or missing some throws that probably would have led to some touchdowns against teams like Texas Tech, against teams like Cincinnati. I thought the offense was good enough, but if when I did my grades, I think I gave them a B. Yes, they showed enough, but they left a lot of points on the board that easily could have probably been a 50 point game if they wanted it to be.
But it wasn't. And now we go to this game, Cincinnati. We saw them against Nebraska. They've actually been tested. I think I'm a little 4.5 feels probably about right for you. I don't know. Have you had a chance to scout them yet? Like what do you expect out of the Bearcats? I watched a little of the game at Arrowhead. That's all I got.
I think Sorsby is going to be the guy that I'm worried about if I'm a Kansas fan. Kansas has struggled to kind of contain both dual threat abilities. Quarterbacks, Pagula, they did a great job against the run with him, but then he put up 300 yards passing. I think Sorsby could pick apart this KU defense, or it could be, the pass rush gets to him and he's struggling, and Kansas does a good job of keeping him in the pocket and not letting him get running lanes. So I think a lot of things can happen there, but I feel good. I think Kansas wins this game by over a touchdown. I think Cincinnati is a good team. I just don't really, outside of Nebraska, they played Bowling Green and I think Northwestern Missouri. I don't even know what the other team is. To me, those are nothing burgers, and it's hard to really make a distinction on because right now they're tied for, I think 13th in the country or something like that in points allowed defense, which is great. Right. But they've played nobody outside of Nebraska. They've played 3 games. And I think Kansas is going to be a big test for them. And Kansas comes off a big win against West Virginia. Kansas played Fresno State, Missouri. The quality of opponents Kansas has played is dramatically better. They've also played more games. And you're playing at home. I think if we think this KU team is what it should be, which, if they win against West Virginia, you expect them to win Cincinnati, you expect them to win UCF, you expect them to go into Texas Tech, probably ranked, then this game should be won by at least a touchdown for Kansas.
That's the thing, Shreyas, that we've talked about is that, and it's the question that we're probably going to be asking until the Texas Tech game and until after the Texas Tech game is, what is this KU team? Because there's no expectations coming into the year. Nobody it's a brand new team. We're learning the roster as we're watching them in week 0. They roll through them. They roll through Wagner. They score 21 answered against Mizzou and lose. And then they roll through a bad West Virginia team. So everything that this is based off of is a Mizzou loss that you looked really good at, basically. So, what do you think of this? And when do you think that we will know, what this team is going to be and feel good about it?
I think if you're a Kansas fan right now, you should feel good about them. I think they're better than I thought they'd be. I had them winning 7, maybe 8. I think they can maybe win if everything goes well, maybe 9, maybe even 10 if things go really well. This conference is as wide open as it's ever been. I don't really see a guaranteed loss on the schedule besides Texas Tech when I look at the rest of the way. Kansas State, not good. I think Utah, beatable. We saw it against Texas Tech. I think it'll be tough because I think, if I remember correctly, that might be at home or on the road. I'm not sure. Arizona, beatable. I think they can beat they should beat UCF. They should beat Cincinnati. Obviously, there's a lot of should, would, whatever. We saw it last year. Kansas should have won a lot of games last year. They didn't. They showed it too late. I feel like this team is not quite as talented as last year, but I think they have the right moxie. Jalen is playing his best football he's played since 2022. And, the running game is a little bit of question mark for me. Obviously, you don't have Devin Neal back there like you did last year where to make a lot of mistakes, but I think LaShawn Williams is a good running back. I think the thing with this is, and I've learned this, I feel like in the past few games since, Missouri is really, really good. The fact that Kansas hung around in Columbia should be a positive thing because I don't think they're going to play anybody outside of Texas Tech that has a defensive or offensive line that Missouri has. They just dominated the trenches there. And still Kansas was within a score until the last 2 minutes of the game at every point, essentially.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. Defensively for Kansas, how do you project them out? I know you mentioned the struggles against the dual threat and everything. Is this a defense? We talk a lot about the offense. Is it a defense, though, that can hold up through a Big 12 grind and give them enough to put them in that upper echelon that we're talking about?
I think so. I feel more confident about this defense than I was last year. I also think the scheme that they have playing at the moment kind of fits the players. It's a lot less, thinking oriented, more focused on aggressive play. It feels like it's worked out for Kansas outside the exception of the Missouri game. But honestly, like I would throw away the Missouri game as making a qualifying remark because I just don't think, that game really means that much in the grand scheme of things because I just don't think the Big 12 has that many teams that are as talented as Missouri at the moment. I really don't think there's anybody besides Texas Tech that I feel like Kansas could lose to. Like I think in any game, if you put Kansas against Iowa State, Kansas, whatever, I think there's a good shot Kansas has a chance to win this thing. I think it'd be like a 50-50 against Iowa State or maybe a little better for Kansas. But, I feel confident this defense is better than last year. I feel confident that this defense, if, we saw what they did against West Virginia, they can continue against Cincinnati. You should feel really, really good as a Kansas fan that this could be a special year because I think they've played better than expected up to this point.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. TJ, are you there with their defense?
I mean, not entirely. I think that the offense is just that good, though, to make me feel confident, like Trace is saying.
Shreyas, what do you have for us at the KC Star this week?
Yeah, I just had a story come out about David McComb, one of the most important players in practice this week because he's apparently the Wisconsin quarterback getting ready Kansas for Brennan Sorsby. And I'll have another film breakdown with former Kansas quarterback Carter Stanley, talking about his dual threat ability, how Kansas can stop him. And then just a lot of football coverage this week. And then potentially Sunday, Taylor Kinney, Kansas might get his first commitment. So should be fun.
5-star.
Uh-oh. You're gonna have to inform me on that a little bit, TJ, when we get in the office.
We'll talk this afternoon.
Yeah, TJ is more locked up with the recruiting world than I am.
I think it happens, but things change, right? As of 2 weeks ago, I've heard it was happening. So
okay, all right, TJ, you owe me that later. Shreyas, we appreciate it. We will look for your work on Saturday after the game and getting ready for basketball season. It's all there. Follow Shreyas Laddha on social. Shreyas, we appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, man. I don't know if I'm ready for recruiting news, TJ. That's not. Here we go. What's the name there?
Tay Kenny, another overtime elite guy. 5-star, like number 10 player in the country.
Tay Kenny. All right. All right.
And he's viral because of the 6'7" thing, if you're into that.
We'll go. You know what? My kids say that. I have no idea what that means.
I don't either, but it's a take anything I know.
Okay. All right. We'll be back. More Sports Daily. Don't go away.